Hey folks, welcome back to SE Haulers. I'm Sacks of Wine, and today we're breaking down every single industrial change in Star Citizen 4.3. If you're a hauler, miner, or salvager, this is everything you need to know before jumping in. We'll hit the whole sea fix, big freight elevator updates, the return of the Redwind line haul to Stanton, mining, salvaging bugs, and a few extras you don't want to miss. So, let's go ahead and get started. First up, Onyx Facilities. These are new multi-stage missions set in abandoned ASD facilities scattered across Stanton. They are located on every moon across Stanton. You'll find retrieval, delivery, salvage, and exploration objectives here, often with some environmental hazards like radiation or power system puzzles. Loot hunters, take note. This is where you find the new Zenith Volt sniper rifle and the Geist armor sets. For the sniper rifle, CIG has taken note and actually put the ammo in stores already. So once you get into 4.3, you should be able to find it at your local gun shop. Quick disclaimer, if you see the word engineering in the patch notes, that does not mean we've got the shipboard engineering gameplay loop yet. That's not in 4.3. In this context, it's talking about the engineering wing inside of the ASD facilities. So this one is kind of a big one, and it falls in place with the Onyx Facilities. This is mission distribution tech. This is one of those back-end updates you won't see directly in the UI, but you'll definitely feel it when you play. The mission system now does a better job spreading players across locations for, quote, unlimited contracts. That means if you're hauling or running Onyx missions, you're less likely to get sent to the same location as everyone else. This should help cut down on some crowding, reduce pad blocking, and generally make mission running a little smoother, but it is still a work in progress, so don't get your hopes up. Next, we have one of our favorite topics to cover here at SC Haulers, and that is cargo hauling. So, there's a lot to cover here. I do have videos on this first subject, which is Redwind Line Haul has returned to Stan, and now they've got contracts based out of the ASD facilities. So if you're already working on the Onyx missions, you can pick up some cargo hauling work while you're there and get some of that done. Next up is, I also have a video for this one as well if you want to check it out. But if not, this is the breakdown real quick. Hull C pilots. Your ship's finally getting some love here. There's a fix for the bug where some delivered cargo crates wouldn't count towards mission completion. That's a big one for people trying to make the most out of those long hauls. Next up, we have freight elevators, and in my previous videos, everybody keeps asking, have they fixed freight elevators? And the answer is yes and no. If you watch the ISC today, Jared went on this long 7 minute spiel about how freight elevators are working and like what they're doing to fix them and yada yada yada. So there are a bunch of fixes for freight elevators. They have some, mind you, these are potential fixes. So you have fixes for platforms not lowering, cargo not registering on the terminal, internal error bugs, vehicles won't block elevators anymore unless their physics proxy are actually in the way. And in this new build, elevators now self-detect a lot of common errors and auto-reset themselves. Another one that was listed, but I can't seem to find it in the patch notes now. And maybe I'm just overreading it, but there was this one particular bug where somebody would leave a cargo box on top of the freight elevator. What they did was reduce the size, like the internal cargo area, so that way it won't detect anything that's on top of the freight elevator itself. So that bug should be fixed. But we will see. Like I said, we will see. Jared did say there's still a lot of work to do over the next couple of months for freight elevators. So don't expect them to completely work. But if you're trying to complete the second life resource drive, you should be able to at least have mostly functioning elevators. Now the trade-off with these fixes, specifically the automatic reset one, if that triggers while your cargo is on the lift, that cargo can get deleted. This should be rare, but it's something to keep in mind. There's also a fix for the amount/total display bug that was blocking completion for some resource gathering and hauling contracts. We saw that a lot with the starter missions. And Crusader had a huge problem initially with this particular bug, but I haven't personally seen it since then. So, but I've also finished the resource drive. I haven't gotten those missions a lot, so if you're still experiencing this, please be sure to put it on the issue council. Not that it'll get fixed anytime soon, but you never know. Now, one of my personal favorite subjects to talk about is mining. And so there's not really any big like systems that they're implementing into the game, but there are quite a few bug fixes. The primary ones that I'm going to go over are as follows. So the first one, and I haven't tested this personally, but ore pods should now attach to cargo grids properly. So that one, I have tested cargo grids and ore pods. I've had them work on the raft. I've had them work on the C2, the whole C, but in a limited capacity. But I know I saw a live stream of Red Monster SC, and he was loading all of his ore pods onto a whole C. So I've had general success with ore pods attaching to the cargo grids, but I know a bunch of people were saying that they weren't able to. So this should be fixed. Like I said, I haven't tested it because it's been working for me, and I would imagine it would still work for me. Next, mining gadgets will no longer vanish when you fracture a rock. Now what this means is if the gadget is destroyed, it is supposed to leave the husk of the gadget on the ground, which I've noticed an improvement in this, and I have seen them on the ground more frequently. If it's not damaged or not damaged enough to destroy it, and you fracture in the optimal zone, it's supposed to just drop the gadget on the ground for you to pick up again. Lastly, if you've ever had your laser charge stall just shy of the fracture threshold on a high instability rock, that should now be resolved. It should no longer just sit there. And I've had this problem like using the surge modules. Like I'll get up to the optimal zone, and then my optimal charge rate will just sit there, and I'm like wasting time on my surge modules. So this is a huge improvement for me, and I love this because now I'm not going to be wasting my time with my surge modules. I'll get better efficiency out of it. So I appreciate this fix. Now remember, again, these are potential fixes. So if you are seeing that these have not changed or still having problems with them, issue council, please. Next up, we have salvaging. And again, there are no big like features or anything added to salvaging, just bug fixes. So we're going to go through those real quick. The Starfarer salvage contract should no longer fail due to invalid hull scraping zones. The salvage beam should now reliably register material removal on this. This is primarily for the Starfarer, but on other ships as well. Salvage cargo boxes should stack properly in all ships. And for hand tool users, there's a potential fix for the bug where an empty salvage canister can't be reloaded. That should apply directly to the Cambio SRT and the SRT light attachment. I know there's a big controversy about the Cambio SRT being able to make ship hulls invincible. I haven't seen any fixes in 4.3 for that, but hopefully we will see one soon. Maybe it'll be in a hotfix or something. Last thing I want to talk about is the tools, or the hand tools, multi-tool attachments. So they've done a couple of things. One, the Onyx facility is going to require every multi-tool that you have, at least in the engineering section, except for the Oxy-Torch cutter. That is the only one that you don't need. Maybe you will need it when the third phase or the third area of the ASD facilities come out. But make sure you bring your either Cambio SRT or the attachment for the multi-tool. Make sure you bring your max lift or the tractor beam attachment for the multi-tool. And lastly, make sure you bring the orbit mining attachment. And this is going to be for the multi-tool as well. You are going to need it in the engineering section. And that is all I'm going to say about that. Now, just as a reminder, the med gun was moved to a pistol slot. So now you can have a multi-tool on both legs. I know some people use the healing attachment on the multi-tool, which is perfectly fine if you're going to do that. I personally use med pins and a pistol, and I keep 2 multi-tools on me because I never know what I'm going to need because I do a lot of industry stuff. But at the end of the day, just make sure you have all the attachments you need before you come out to the Onyx Facilities if you're planning on doing the engineering portion of this. Now, what I do specifically is I'll have my parallax rifle on one side, my max lift or my cambio on the other side of the backpack, and then I will have the tractor or cambio attachment on one multi-tool, and I will have the mining attachment on the other multi-tool. That covers all 3 tools that I need, and I will have the med gun in my pistol slot. And so I am restricted to just one weapon with this loadout, but it's mostly NPCs. I haven't been in a lot of player contact, but this was PTU, and so you may see more PvP contact whenever you come into the Onyx Facilities on live. That being said, I am Sacks of Wine. This is SE Haulers. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to hit that like button if you thought that this video was helpful, and I would appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Notification bell will let you know whenever I drop a video. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next haul. Love you, bye.